Well, you're about to get a rude awakening, pal.
Mm-hmm.
I like Cletus a lot, but he will find out it's way different when it's actually a prepped track. And, oh, by the way, there's, 12 other guys on the track with her. Welcome back, Slider Nation, to episode 76 of the Dirty Sliders podcast. We got everybody here except Brandon, who's in the hospital. Don't really know the details of it, but they didn't like something they saw, so they're going to keep him for a bit. Hope he gets well soon.
We got
the rest of us. Yeah. Got Phil, John, Thomas, and Neilden, and myself, Raz. And we're going to see what kind of shenanigans we can get into. 5 idiots instead of 6. I guess first thing we want to get into is following up on the Crown Vic that we showed last week with the horrific cage failure. Neilden's got some new photos that we didn't show last podcast that we wanted to follow up on. We're going to give our thoughts. Neilden?
Well, I'll tell you what, guys. That Crown Vic, I don't know who welded it, but I think their eyes were closed and they used their feet. It was... well, let me just pull up the pictures because it is marvelous. So we've seen this one here, which is where the helmet is outside the cage. The driver's side is outside the cage. There's no intrusion panel on the cage.
You know what else I noticed with that picture?
Yeah, go back real quick because I think, Thomas, you probably saw the same thing I did. Right there and up top.
Right there.
Yep.
So
that's not a full containment seat, and that dude you can see his head on either side of that headrest. So it's not a full containment seat. The dude's coming out of the car.
That and there's no B-pillar.
I think Phil hit on something that we didn't see last time. That's a used cage.
Yep.
That cage was built for another car and put in that car.
They cut open the sides, slid it in, and then tack welded it at best.
Oh my God.
So this is probably the best weld in the pictures. Let's see. Did we use a stick welder
Raz,
in our
is our
eyes?
subject... Hey, Raz, as our resident metallurgist, what do you say?
I'd say that's a terrible weld.
That no stickum. Well, I love the prep on the frame.
Yeah, there's no...
Yeah.
There's zero penetration. Yeah, you can still see the paint on the frame.
No prep at all.
Zero penetration. And you can absolutely see that is a used cage. That came out of a different car.
It gets better.
That's not even a quarter weld. Oh my word.
This one sucks, but it's the same thing.
No, actually, the blurriness makes it better. It doesn't look as bad.
There you go.
What the hell?
This is where the spuds were on the floorboard.
Oh God, I'm about to be ill.
Yeah. So, needless to say, this cage wasn't going to hold up in anything. I hope the driver did not pay good money for this.
I don't know who put that cage.
But whoever did, stop.
Yeah, I don't know who put that cage in, but don't ever touch a welder again.
Or learn how to freaking use one.
So here's the thing: is it's entirely possible it was the owner of the car and the driver that did that.
It is possible.
The guy gets a Crown Vic a Crown Vic and his buddy goes, "Oh hey man, I got this street stock over here that was running 27,000 years ago. Oh, just cut the cage out of that and it'll fit right in there, no problem. Just throw a stick weld down, you're good. Send it."
Well, it is number 77. Where were you two weeks ago, Phil?
Not there.
I saw that was the first thing second thing I saw, and I wanted to make a bunch of comments, but I reserved myself.
Why? Why would you start now?
Well,
because Phil's my friend.
I can tell you from personal experience, Phil can weld better. Phil can weld better than that.
Hell, I can weld better than that.
I'm a damn.
You guys have seen me.
Hold on. I'm a pretty damn good welder. My welds may not look like dimes, but my shit could go through a wreck and it holds.
They look like nickels, maybe pennies.
Well, yeah. See,
he can't stack dimes, but he can roll some quarters.
Yes, I can. I can roll some quarters. But I'm gonna tell you right now. Have you seen one of my welds fail? Matter of fact, when we were welding the bumpers, when we were welding the bumpers, we never had a bumper weld fail.
It's true.
Right. And like I said, I suck at welding, but at least I can go all the way around a circle. If it sucks, it's going to suck all the way around at the very least.
Right?
Well, and where's the tech inspector on that? How did that cage pass tech?
Ooh.
Oh, well, I ran it at such and such track.
Yeah.
No, that was
Well,
that was a lot of,
do you
hey,
guys
look over
remember-
here, look over there.
do you guys remember at Verona when that guy showed up with that what was it, a Suburban, and
Bourbon had
and
the
Tech
black iron pipe.
Tech looked at that and was like, nope, just load it up and go home.
Yeah. Do you know who the tech inspector was that day?
Me. Yeah, I'm.
Yeah. It's like, nope, load that stuff up and send it home. You are not getting on our track.
He was like, "Well, can't you just let me run this race and I'll get it fixed for next race?" No, sir. Nope. There's not gonna happen.
We don't need this track
What
shut
used
down
to
for your
kill me-
one time.
Right.
What used to kill me is you'd see a tech inspector when they would do a pre-inspection and they find something safety and something performance, and they would sit there and say, okay, we're going to let the safety slide. You got to fix that for next week. But we're going to, or no, let's safe side, but they wouldn't let them race because of the performance advantage. It should have been the other way around.
Mm-hmm.
And then in other news, famous YouTuber Cletus McFarland
Yeehaw!
tested in a dirt late model.
Super late model.
And is good. Soup. Yeah. He's trying to rename the late model class.
Oh, that was a hornet's nest he kicked. He's like, just try to come up with a different name for it. And people went off the handle. Yeah. You leave our sport alone, you drag racer. You go back to NASCAR. We know what we're doing. I mean, they went off. They were not happy.
And that has drug Aaron Reitzel, well-known sprint car racer. He's going to race the Gateway Nationals. And then offline, we were talking about that Rico had said last year while watching the Gateway Nationals that he would really like to run it. And I wonder if he's going to find himself in a car.
I think it's highly
That's
possible.
going to be interesting.
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting this year for sure. And they have suites open this year, I just saw. You can have a suite for the 3 days. And the upper deck.
So I watched Cletus's video where he was testing that the late model that belongs to the promoter of the Gateway Dirt Nationals, and he's gonna run it. And he was not driving a late model; he was drifting a late model. I mean, he was entering the corner like a drifter, and he was playing with the throttle to keep it yawed out like you would when you're drifting a car on asphalt. You could tell he was intentionally keeping that angle. So he drove a dirt late model like a drifter, and that is not the way. That's not the fast way around. That's not how your late model car, racers who actually do this. That's not how they race. Yeah, the car's sideways, but they're trying to get it back straight the whole time. Because sideways is not fast in a dirt car.
Right.
Well, I don't think they're doing them any justice being on a daylight track that was slick as snot. Just dust it off.
I will give you that. The track was very dry, very dusty. Very much like when you and I did that sprint car experience at Paris.
Very similar.
It was pretty much the same conditions. So I'll give him that. But I'm just saying his approach, because it was one car on the track. You could hear his throttle input. You could see when he was setting the car up, he was drifting that car, and he thinks that because he's a decent drifter, and I'll give him benefit of the doubt there. He is a decent drifter. That when he gets a car sideways, that he's in his wheelhouse. So he thinks that this dirt late model, because when they go around the corner and angle, they're quote unquote drifting. His words. That's I've found my niche. Well, you're about to get a rude awakening, pal. Mm-hmm. I like Cletus a lot, but he will find out it's way different when it's actually a prepped track. And oh, by the way, there's 12 other guys on the track with it.
Well, did you see he called another YouTuber / drifter and said, "Dude, you gotta get one of these things and try it."
I didn't see that.
Adam LZ.
Yeah.
He's like, I called Adam and he's like, "Dude, you gotta try one of these things. This is a blast."
So
I'll take the exposure.
I have very little. Well, it's a publicity stunt. I'll say that. I have an opinion about drifting. It's the clown show of motorsports. There's very little involved in the way of racecraft. Now, I'm not saying those drivers aren't skilled. Guys like Ken Block and Adam LZ and Taylor Ray and Cletus. There is skill. Von Gittin is another one. There's skill involved, but it's a different skill, and it's not racecraft.
No.
Every one of us here have driven a dirt car, and when you're on a dirt track and you feel that car get over on that right rear and just kind of, you can feel it. You can feel that right rear hook, and you go. That's a dirt track feel that you're not going to get in any other form of racing, and Cletus hasn't felt that yet because he hasn't driven a car that's hunkering down on the right rear and shitting and getting.
I mean, he did drive the crate late model at Bristol.
Yeah, he drove the Hunt the Front guy's car, but that's a high banked track. Are you going to get that feel there?
That track,
I mean,
the track
maybe.
alone,
I mean,
the track alone will hold you into it with the banking that it has at Bristol. It's like the high banks of Tennessee.
I definitely think he has the advantage of all the different stuff he's driving. His skill level is higher than average because of all the different styles of driving he's done.
Well, I'll say it loud and proud. Cletus is not a dirt track racer. He's not.
No, not yet, but he is a damn good driver.
Well, and I don't think that driving at the Dome is a very smart choice for a first-time experience.
Oh, he's going to wad it up.
Agree.
I wad it up. He might send it out of the ballpark. You know how many times I did it last year and the year before that?
Yeah. No, I definitely agree. I don't think it's the best place to start. But if it's going to be somebody else's car he's driving, why not? And like Raz said, it's a publicity stunt. It's to get eyes. It's to get recognition to the Dome. And that's okay. But is he going to put this on a side quest with Carson? Hey, Carson, can you get me one of those cars too? Put it in your trailer? Because Carson's loving driving the dirt.
You might be right. Reitzel is not a publicity stunt. That man can drive. And the same with Rico. I think if you put them in a quality late model, they're going to be competitive, even at a one-off event like Gateway.
If Rico needs seat time to find the rear deck, that's where he needs seat time for, I think. Once he can figure out where the rear deck is, because there's a whole lot more car behind you in a late model, then he'll be dangerous. He needs, some tests and some body damage.
Same can be said for Reitzel, but you're absolutely right on that. Gateway is a track where you need to know where the rear deck is, because we watched Alverson rip his deck off last year. We watched Max Blair drove the Maximum Destruction car, rip the fuel cell out of his, the whole fuel cell. So I
whole
agree with
rear
you
clip, basically.
Yes, I agree with you that for Reitzel and Rico, they need to find the car limits as far as size.
Yeah, because
a late model tends to drive more off the left rear than a sprint car does. Sprint cars 100% driving off the right rear. I've driven them both. I've driven late models. I've driven sprint cars, and I can tell you they're a different feel. And particularly with the 4-bar setup where it's hiking up on the bars, it's mostly left rear on the late models. But Kyle Larson proved it can be done. He got in a late model with almost no late model experience and was competitive right off the bat. So I think, Rico and Reitzel are comparative talents to Larson, and will probably pick it up right away.
Yeah, and Larson's defense, he was on a much larger track than Gateway, where you can kind of get up and touch the wall. Gateway, you're in the wall.
Yeah, they were teasing Cletus in the video about he still had the right rear spoiler intact. And he goes, "Yeah, that won't happen at Gateway."
Well, they're just saying they're just gonna take it off. Just leave it off.
Yeah.
No point even put it on.
Getting back on the safety bandwagon, this picture is all over the internet. It is a nope, not that one.
That's one of them.
That's one of them. This is a better view.
Sorry, I just got a little sick.
Yeah. So that is a Silver Crown car, which is basically a bigger, heavier sprint car that they ran at Springfield Mile. And this happened essentially before the green flag. He wasn't even across the start-finish line when this wreck started on lap 1 and tumbled down the straightaway at, I'm going to say probably, 120, 130?
Easy.
You know, over 100 miles an hour. And this thing went end over end over end, and they did not cut him out of his cage. This is not something that the rescue crew did. That's how he came to a stop, and he's very lucky. Pretty much walked away from this wreck. Very lucky to be alive. And then the other one that I did a sneak peek of, that is Danny Griffin's car. Pretty much the same thing, same track, almost the same results, and it had a halo failure there in a different way, but still very lucky. And you know, we've been on the bandwagon about chassis failing and unsafe design. I don't think you could design a chassis for a mile track in a sprint car. I don't think there is the ability. You'd have to build a tank, and we've discussed that. If you build a tank, you're going to hurt drivers and still have an intact car. So, these cars absorbed some of the energy and kept the driver alive, but man, scary looking. I personally, I blame the track. The track conditions were horrible. I don't have the video, but if you look up Kaylee Bryson's in-car, you can see the visibility at that same track and on the same lap, and she couldn't see the car directly in front of her, which was probably 20 feet away. I don't know how you go green with conditions like that.
It was just so dusty. It wasn't mud that gets hit. It was just dust. Here, I found it already. And share. Yeah, so this is coming to the green right now. On the throttle, picking it up. Green flag. She's half throttle, maybe. There goes the start finish line. And going into one. Oh, look, there's a car. Going down the backstretch. And as she put it, driving with a blindfold on and hoping for the best.
Yeah. And she was pretty smart. She didn't stuff it up in there.
No.
She finished the race. I'll give her credit there. But like I said, as a track promoter, track prep guy, how do you let that track go green? I get that on a big half-mile track that's that fast, you don't want it a heavy, tacky track, because then you'll start getting traction rolls, and then you're going to have the same result. You're going to be traction rolling cars at 150 miles an hour. So you're going to want it a little on the dry, slick side, but dang, they went a little too far, I thought.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So yeah, thumbs down to Springfield. We're in the Springfield Mile. It's a iconic race that's been around forever. Sprint cars on a mile track are not new. It's not common, but it's not new.
No, it's kind of, correct me if I'm wrong here, but that's kind of Silver Crown's MO. Like, the Silver Crown cars are big asphalt and then the 1 mile tracks with the occasional Eldora visit for 4 crowns.
Yeah, Silver Crowns are a big track car. You won't see too many Silver Crowns on a quarter-mile bull ring. So typically half-mile track and above. But think about that. We've all raced Paris. Paris is a half mile. Now think about a track that's twice that big.
Mm-hmm.
That is, it's just a scary way to go racing. So, I don't like I said, I don't want to harp on the cages because it's just a big wreck.
And there's just
we
a
didn't hurt
pile of speed.
Yeah.
So, I mean, for sure, I'm not going to blame the chassis manufacturer on that. That's just, it's half mile. It's big stuff. When you have big stuff happens.
I'm not going to name the chassis builder, but it's a well-known, very common chassis builder.
You can find it if you want to know.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm not calling. I'm only calling out the track. Like I said, you need visibility to race. So I don't know if more water was the solution, but there's also the synthetic compounds that you can mix in with the water, to where you can have a lot less dust at a track and not have those conditions, and still not have to worry about a tacky track where you're worrying about traction rolling it.
Yeah.
Well, what else we got, boys? What else is on the list?
I don't know.
Watch the IndyCar 250, and I never watch IndyCar racing.
You watch?
It was a cool track, cool venue. Racing in front of Capitol Hill in Washington D.C. Watched Jeff Gordon just kick everybody's ass in IROC car.
I loved it.
Yeah, and they were legit racing. It wasn't parade laps. They were getting after it. The racing itself for the Freedom 250 was kind of boring in my opinion. But 250 miles on a road course, that's a long race in any division.
Mm-hmm.
Track was cool. I did not know until I guess today, Roger Penske footed the entire bill for that whole thing.
Damn.
Wow. Well, I got another fun fact for you on that, guys. So the contractors that I worked with that built the track at Chicago and built the San Diego Street course also built that course.
Cool.
So you were there?
Nope. I'm just saying.
You didn't get invited to go?
Well, no. Should I have been?
I think you did a good enough job on San Diego. You should have been invited.
Well, maybe that's what they were missing.
Would have made the racing a little better if you'd been there.
Maybe you'll get offered a job after you retire.
Ooh.
I've been offered 3. They just gotta wait their time.
And see where the bidding goes in the meantime.
Right.
Tennessee, Daytona, or Alabama, boys? Which one?
Daytona.
Yeah, for sure, Daytona.
Yeah. Think it's unanimous with that one.
There's no stutter in there.
Spend a summer in Alabama and then ask me again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, go to Alabama, and then when you come to Daytona will be considered dry compared to Alabama.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
So, while I'm not chopped up, I'll cover F1 real quick. Maxi Boy, extended his contract with Red Bull. Rumor is $30 million, I think, out to 2030. And then summarily goes out, qualifies like crap, and stuffs it in the wall coming around the last turn of the first lap of the race.
Were you happy about that one?
You guys know I don't like... No, actually, no, I'm not, because, dude, it was a bad hit. He hit hard, and actually, when I was watching the race, I was like, oh, shit. And I was glad to see him get up and walk away from that car. He hit a ton. They started, as they do in F1, they started with a wet track. Last race at Zandvoort. This is the last Belgian Grand Prix. They come down through there. They come through the last turn there. and he dropped the left rear into a little bit of moisture on the inside of the turn. The car snapped, and he went in on the same angle as Senior did. And he hit a ton. And I was surprised on the in car. He was holding the steering wheel the whole way. He never let go of the steering wheel. I was truly surprised on that. He drove that car all the way to the wreck, trying to get it back. But once you lose it there at that high rate of speed, it was over. Some controversy. Ferrari, not happy. Lewis wasn't happy that they held him behind Charles, because Charles was running on way older tires and Lewis had more pace, and they held him behind Charles for 3 laps, which pretty much took Lewis out of the podium at the end of the race. And then Mercedes did a swap, put Antonelli in front of Russell at the end of the race, which put Antonelli in second, Russell in third for the podium, and that's absolutely was a championship points move there. Nobody could touch Norris. Norris was the man all day long. But that's my F1 deal.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but it comes down to Hamilton and Leclerc. Hamilton is number 2 on that team, right?
Hamilton.
And Leclerc's their number 1.
Yes. Hamilton is number 2.
I think we lost him, fellers.
For a moment. He'll be back. Or he's really thinking he is getting older.
What'd you guys think of Hocevar spinning out under pace laps?
I thought it was funny.
I mean, I think watching those guys start on a damn track was funny.
There is a contention that he did it just to get on TV, that he basically did it on purpose.
Yeah.
What do you think of that idea?
Okay.
Plausible, yes. But listen to the in-car, I can see him passing the pace car to get on TV. Because he went ripping past the pace car on the throttle, and then it just snapped loose on him.
Well, he said he wanted to try it out to see if there was any traction out there. Well,
Yeah.
he got his answer.
Yeah.
Not coming out of 4. Not yet.
Nope.
Because who was it that wrecked under green coming off 4 just a few laps later?
Reddick
Yeah.
spun it
So,
coming off
yeah.
of 4 on the opening lap.
Basically the same spot. So there's the slick spot. I showed you where it was, bud.
Yep.
You didn't pay attention to class, did you? And
then Connor Zilic got Arca brakes and ran into Riley Herbst.
Yeah.
Oh, he said, I just straight locked him up. I'm an idiot.
Yeah, but his spotter was saying,
Go low,
keep
go
it
low,
low,
go
get
low,
low,
go low.
get low, get low, get low for 3 business days before he got there.
Natalie
Yeah.
Decker 2.0.
It for sure.
Yep.
I signed a contract, wreck.
Yeah.
Well,
And
what do
then
you guys
we
feel?
just released San Diego's coming back with NASCAR.
San Diego's coming back.
I will be there.
Yep, I will be there also.
I might be in the same spot as you. We might get to hang out this year.
Hey, it was nice over there in the hangars.
In the hangar
Can't
with
beat
all
free-
the food and drinking.
Free beer and food.
Thomas
Can't
has
beat
to check with his Thomas has to check with his talent management agency to see if he's cleared to be there.
Check with his
Oh.
manager.
that. Well, that should be our new thing. Dirty Sliders talent management.
We have a very short
all
list
we
of
have
talent.
Is Thomas. All we have is Thomas, but that's okay.
And we all get 5%, right? Each? Not as a
So
company?
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Let me know when that money starts rolling in.
70%? That'll be good.
I'll leave him with like 15%.
Yeah, that's fine. His wife makes good money. Since we're talking NASCAR, how do we all feel about Austin Hill getting the ride for next year?
That was a bad move.
Yeah, I made my opinion known last week.
Yeah. Okay. It's official now, so yeah, we can all thumbs down that one.
I was hoping Josh Berry would have gotten that right. I think
Huh.
he deserves it more than Austin Hill does.
But Austin Hill's bringing money, I'm sure.
Well, I'll make a bold prediction for next year that RCR will be lucky to get in the top 15.
Yeah.
Now, not counting super speedways. Super speedways don't count in that equation.
No. Let me go play craps.
Yeah, any of us could have a chance at a top 15 on a super
I was
speedway.
going to say, at a super speedway, if you're on the track, you got a chance.
Yeah. Well,
To
I
include
actually
Atlanta.
read that. Yeah,
I would agree with
actually
that.
read that today that Hamlin said that everybody was giving him a hard time pre next gen. Like, why are you just putting around for 490 miles? It's like,
Why
because
not?
then I'm there for the last 10 miles and I can do anything. He was talking about the new car or the new package for this weekend. He says he thinks he can come from the back a lot easier this year. So, guess we'll see on Saturday.
Well, the thing I like about the new package is nobody has any notes.
Yeah.
So it should make for better racing.
That's why I liked the first year of the Clash at the Coliseum. It was a new car, a new facility, a new track, a new everything. So I was like, this is going to be a crap show, and I'm here for it live in action.
Yeah, and we all sat there and watched it.
Oh, what was it? 3 transaxles they broke?
And they didn't have spare
Yes.
parts.
No. Like, don't tear it up too bad.
Yeah, we all got cooked, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did.
And then year 2, we
Yeah.
froze. In year 3, it rained out.
Uh,
Well, I think that's all the damage we can do for this week, fellas.
I'm good
hell
with it.
yeah. Sounds good to
John,
me.
do you think?
Facebook, Dirty Sliders on Facebook, Dirty.Sliders on Instagram, at Dirty Sliders on X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it. And our Patreon page is back up and running. It's not locked out anymore. So I will get some content up there for everybody.
Yeah, like, comment, subscribe. We're trying to get back in the swing of things. I think we're doing all right here.
Yep.
Help us out with the algorithm. Throw a thumbs up here or there. We appreciate everybody's support. We hope you're enjoying what we're doing because we're enjoying the hell out of it.
Hell yeah.
Other than that,
Good night,
good
everybody.
night.
See you, boys.
Or good day.